In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to remove, or at the very least improve, scratches that you have on your vehicle. So this panel here is a quarter panel on a Lexus LS400, and it has a good few noticeable scratches on it. I'll give you some close-up shots in a second, but they are reasonably deep. I can feel this one here has cut in quite a bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a spray bottle with water. I'm going to set this up on my tripod, and I'm just going to discuss the process of what you do when you have scratches on your vehicle and what could help to improve them or eliminate them. As you can see there, that's the top scratch. That's just bird crap because I wanted to leave the panel completely uncleaned before I started this video. So I have no prep done whatsoever. There's scratches down along there, and there's another one there. But the main focus of this video is going to be these ones around the fuel cap and this one on the top pillar here side. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to completely clean this area off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you my setup that I'll be using to address these marks. Okay, so I have the panel cleaned off now, and you can see the scratch there. So the first thing I'm going to do is with this water bottle here, I'm just going to spray a layer across and see if this disappears or not. So as a rule of thumb, you have primer, you have base coat, and then you have your clear coat lacquer on top. That applies to most vehicles, except, let me just spin across, if you have a vehicle like that one over there, that Mazda that we have in, is a 3-stage paint, so it has an extra layer. It has a tinted transparent coat in the mid application of it. But back to this one, this is a standard application, so you're talking about base coat and then your lacquer top coat. So what that means is you have your clear coat, but that clear coat can hold a decent scratch inside it. If it has gone through and it's gone to the base coat, then there isn't any buffing that's going to take it out. If the scratch is just kept within that clear coat, you will be able to remove it or at least improve it considerably. So a quick test for that is spraying it with water, and if it fades away completely, it's just in the clear coat. So the majority of that looks to have gone. This is deeper here, so that will be the most difficult point of this. But you can see that that's faded off nicely. So if that was the primer, that would be shining through still, and what you're really seeing is just the gouge, which is creating that look of white within in the clear coat. So let me reset up here and show you the setup that I will be doing to try and take this out. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to address is what tools are we going to use to actually remove this scratch from the vehicle. And what you need to get into your mind is how you would actually attack a scratch and what are the different stages of a scratch. So I just wanted to have this set up here. The first stage would be a polish like this. This is called 3M Finesse-it, but there's many other polishes out there. And what the polish does is it just brings up the color of the paint. It could take out fine marks, it could take out like transferred paint, but it isn't going to remove a scratch. No matter how much you try, you won't get this to take the scratch out. The next, and this is the application that we're going to be using straight away, is a compound. So this is Standox and it's a medium compound, and we're going to be applying this onto our compound pad, and we're going to be attacking that with a machine polish to try and bring down the lacquer coat. So we'll say the lacquer is up here, you're going to be actually eating away at it and dropping it down to try and even out the clear coat and remove the scratch. The third and final one, which I won't be trying today, even if it doesn't eliminate it completely, would be a wet sand, which would be taking the clear coat down. But I don't know the depth of that paint. I don't know the depth of the lacquer, so I don't want to risk going down too far. So this is a safer option. You can wet sand it, go down really close depending on how much lacquer is on that, and then rebuff it up with compound and with polish. So that's basically the 3 stages. First stage would be just polish, second stage is compound, third is a wet sand followed by a compound and then by a polish top finish. I'm going to go straight into the compounding side of it. And what I like to do with my compounding pads, especially if they've been used before and it's soaked them in hot water. So I've soaked this one in hot water already. That means that if any previous polish or compound was on it and was hard, you can take that all off. So it's nice and soft again, and you won't be putting any transfer onto the panel, which could cause scratches. If you have a new compound pad, that isn't as important, but I always recommend having them heavily soaked and wet before you start this process. This is a finishing pad. This is a microfiber cloth for polishing it up at the finish. And then again, I'll be using my water bottle to keep this nice and soaked as I will be applying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an even amount of this on the pad, apply some more water on top, and then I'm going to get polishing. So what I also do is rub a little bit of compound onto the panel as well, and then I'm going to spray that with water and onto my pad also. And then I'm just going to be working back and over a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that's noticeable is one of the marks is starting to fade, and this heavy gouge mark is going to be the most difficult part of this. So in this process, I'm just going to be repeating. This will take a little bit of time, so I'll be cutting in and out, but I'll just be going back and over with compound on that, reapplying it to the pad, going again until I get that down to a respectable level if it isn't gone completely. So after a few passes back and over, you can now see that the mark is lightening, especially here. That is pretty much all gone, and this deep cut that you could feel beforehand, I can barely feel it now there, and that one I can still feel a good bit, but I'm going to go and I'm going to hit that a few more passes of the compound and just keep attacking it quite aggressively and see how I can improve it. As I go down here, I'm going to have a few goes at these marks on my next pass as well to see if I can take them out completely and just start to get a really good finish on this. Let's just see the marks before I go at them. See it there now coming out. The polish running down makes it difficult. But see that dirty mark all the way up along there, heavily scratched as well. I will run a bit of tape on this because you don't want to do is ever get edge to edge when using a polisher, because it can very easily chew in to a door area like that and take paint off. So I'm going to put a bit of tape there and get this area ready for a couple of passes with the polisher as well. All right, so there you have it. That is the final result. Barely visible. Just there is where you want to look. And you can just see the tip there has a little bit down on this side. It's so faint. It is, there is very little there. Tiny bit along there, but actually the light from this camera reflects it up to look. It's much easier to pick it up with this light than what it is to the naked eye. You can barely see it. It's so thin and gone, but overall an excellent result. The products I'm using on this one I'm not affiliated with whatsoever. It's just products that I've used on our body side for many years. So the Standox medium compound, there's also a G3 compound that we use, that's very good also, and then the 3M Finesse-it, which I will be rubbing on top here. With compounding you can get swirl marks along it, and you want a nice quality polish to take that out on top. As you can see with the medium compound there is very little of any swirl marks. You want to keep the pad nice and wet. You want to make sure that the panel is wet. You don't want to be rubbing a dry pad, heating up the panel and burning through it. Yeah, you want to keep it nice and lubricated so that the compound is what's doing all the work in the cutting. The compound pad, or the cutting pad that I use, is a 3M one also. They have very good quality stuff. If I can find them, I will put them in the description. Any links I can find, I'll put them in. But that is it. I said I'd do this video because I think it's a very useful video for people. If you have marks like that and you think you're going to have to get the panel painted, you may not have to. If you have the right products or you have the knowledge, you can do it yourself, or you can ask a body shop to go ahead and do that for you. But either or, this panel certainly doesn't need to be painted now. It is back to nearly its best, bar little faint pieces here and there. I hope you found this video useful, guys. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.